Welcome back to the dojo. Glad you can make it. I was just sitting around thinking, you know what I mean? Just thinking about life, man. And the truth is, I want to live, but I just don't know how to. You know what I mean? We're born into a world where we have to earn money to pay to live on a planet when none of us asked to be here. hmm Life is just unfair when you think about it. You know, it's even a saying, life's not fair. I think that's probably what I'm gonna call this video. Life isn't fair. You know, you get up every day, you go to work, you know, all in the effort to survive. You know what I mean? That's really what any of us are trying to do. We're just trying to survive. But life is not fair. It's just not fair. Especially when, you know, situations come about and take you out of your comfort zone, or you got an unforeseen expense. Your girl left you, your man left you, you lose your job, get into a car accident, you know. Anything can happen at any point in time. And it can really shake your world up and you don't know what to do. Like right now, I'm just like at a loss. Like I really don't know what to do with myself. Like I have an opportunity if I study and learn the trade. I have an opportunity to probably make $50 an hour. But I gotta pass a pipe fitters test. So I have to study for that so I can pass the test and get a journeyman's book, right? And that'll make my life a whole lot better. But still in the back of my mind, right? I really just want to be able to live without having to do all that. But it don't look like that's possible. Why? Because life isn't fair. You have to pay to live. You know, when I think about how absurd life really is, it makes me want to just give up. Like seriously. Like the EBT got cut. Can't even get food stamps anymore. They talking about all types of crazy wars going on. They saying Trump is like a dictator now. You know what I mean? For all my Americans out there. Like this world, this life is truly going to hell in a handbasket. And it don't look like there's anything we can do about it. Life is just unfair. You know? We're in November now. And I've been on Reddit looking at what a lot of people are talking about, like as it pertains to life. And a lot of people are saying like they don't think they're gonna be able to have the holidays this year. hmm No Christmas this year. And it makes sense because everybody's going through it. One way or another, you're going through it. And I can't come on here and try to lie to y'all. Just gonna try to keep it all the way 100, all the way real. You know what I mean? I'm going through it. I'm having what you would call an existential crisis. You know what I mean? It's been difficult for me to motivate myself to want to do anything at all, even though I have this opportunity looming, you know what I mean, to get myself in a better position in life. But it's like, man, this is going to be my life. This is going to be what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. You know, I look at my father and he's been doing the same thing for like 40 years. And he does it because he's good at it, you know what I mean? He likes the recognition that he gets for the work that he does because he does good work. And I know because I worked alongside of him for 3 years. You know what I mean? And I started looking at myself and I'm like, damn, bro. Those are some really big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be real. Like, I don't want to skate across or pretend like everything's good when it's not. You know what I mean? In my life, I've never really had a good paying job outside of the job I had when I was working with my father. You know, and it's getting cold now. So you can see my breath a little bit. You know what I mean? But life is like, it's really taking a toll on me, man. I can't even lie about it. I don't know if there's anybody out there going through something similar that you care to admit or share. But like, I'm trying to find my spark again, man. It's like I gotta relearn who I am. It's like, I feel like I lost myself, you know what I mean? Like, once you wake up to reality, you realize none of this shit is fair. None of it's fair. You know? This system that we contribute to, none of it's fair. All of us were thrown into the gauntlet to fend for ourselves. And each of us are trying to find the best way to survive, the best way to make it. When it didn't have to be like this. If you go back to the Garden of Eden, where everything was set, you didn't have to worry about anything. There was an abundance of fruit and vegetation and animals and what have you. Everything was there, man. You know, I look at this shit and I just grow weary. I grow tired. Because there's truly no lack in this world. The resources are abundant. You know what I mean? But if we don't want to be in society, which ain't even possible because it's illegal for you to live in the woods. It's illegal. Because the land is owned by somebody or some corporation, what have you. And you'll be arrested promptly, hauled off to jail because you don't want to abide by the rules of the system. And that's what makes life unfair. Because you don't have a choice. There's no choice in the matter. You get to choose which way you're going to be a slave or which way you're going to contribute to the machine, to society. But ultimately, you have no choice. You got to get your ass up and work to earn a living, to be able to survive on the planet that you never asked to be in. There are people who have lived much harsher lives than I have and can never even imagine. But I still see the reality of the world and the lives that we live. You know what I'm saying? I see how absurd this thing really is. And the more I realize, the more I don't want to do this, man. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to contribute to this. I don't want to be involved in this. You know what I mean? But how do you live in society without money? You gotta earn money to be able to survive, bro. There's no way around it. Trust me, I've been trying to rack my brain, trying to come up with something to figure out how I can do this shit without money, and it's just not possible unless you just want to be homeless. Being homeless is very difficult. It's very hard. It's hard to wash yourself. It's hard to find something to eat. It's hard to find a place to sleep and rest your head. You know what I mean? Because you're out in the elements. And there have been stories of people just attacking homeless people just because they felt like it. Attacked them and killed them. You know what I mean? Like, what sense does that even make? Hurting somebody who's defenseless and can't fend for themselves. They're in a deep sleep and you gonna knock them upside the head with a hammer or something. Like, that's messed up, bro. This world is absurd. And I really wish that I could opt out of it, man. I really wish that I didn't have to live in this society and contribute to the machine that constantly gains. You know what I mean? Slavery never ended, bro. It just changed how we go about slaving. That's really it. There's a lot of people who will never get to experience financial freedom because the system isn't designed to allow people to be financially free. You know what I mean? For those who were born with a silver spoon, you are truly blessed. Because for the majority of us, we got to get up every day, go to work, and slave away until our last day. Retirement money ain't gonna hold you. It ain't gonna last. You know what I mean? But like I said in the beginning, life isn't fair. So if there's anybody out there who feels like I do, I want you to know you're not alone. I don't get any enjoyment out of hardly anything anymore. Like, I don't want for anything. Like, I don't have any earthly desires anymore, bro. And I just feel so out of place in this realm. Because I've come to the realization that none of this shit really matters, bro. None of it really matters. And it's like now I gotta try to motivate myself to get back into the absurdity of going to a job every day, doing work I really don't want to do, just to be able to survive. I hope and pray that I can find some type of way to get through this. But way it's looking right now, bro, I don't know. And I've seen my numbers. Like, I lost a couple of subscribers. And I guess it's because of the way that I'm talking. You know what I mean? I started off very, very motivational and, you know, you can do it and blah, blah, blah. But I just gotta be real, man. I just gotta be real, bro. This life shit is really beating me down. And I'm just trying to find a way to keep going. That's really it, man. So, with that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. I hope you're waking up every day with a plan, a purpose, and a smile. And if you're not waking up with a plan, a purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. Till next time, y'all. Class dismissed.